3 cents. That's what this newspaper cost on August 8th, 1926. And it was printed entirely in Yiddish, right there on East Broadway in New York City. The front page headline, in letters bigger than anything else on the page, is about Nazi attacks on Jewish minorities in Europe. And it ran on a Sunday morning like it was just the news. This is the Yidishes Tageblaṭṭ, the Jewish daily news, out of 185 East Broadway, New York City. Sunday, August 8th, 1926. It calls itself right there in the English subtitle, "The American Newspaper Printed in Yiddish." That's not a novelty. That's a statement of who this city was. New York in 1926 had hundreds of thousands of Yiddish-speaking immigrants and their children. This paper was volume 42. It had been running for decades. 3 cents a copy, call it maybe 55 cents today, not a pamphlet. A real daily newspaper with a full 6-column front page. Now look at that main headline, the one in the largest type on the page. As best I can read the Yiddish, it's reporting on Nazi agitation against Jewish minority populations in Europe. And below it, another headline references clashes, military force, and unrest in Leningrad. This is August 1926. Hitler's movement is 7 years away from power. The word Nazi is already appearing on front pages of the Jewish press in New York because the Jewish press was watching and warning, while most mainstream American papers were barely paying attention. That gap between what this paper knew and what official America knew is something. Down toward the bottom right, there's a number printed large and alone, 12,383. It appears to be a population or casualty figure in a statistical report. The exact context is partly obscured in the dense Yiddish columns, but the editors clearly wanted that number seen. That's a habit of the immigrant press. Precise numbers, specific communities, names that the mainstream papers left out. The Yidishes Tageblaṭṭ wasn't covering the world in general. It was covering the world as it landed on one particular people. And in 1926, a lot of that world was not good news. What strikes you holding this page is the combination: a totally normal American newspaper, price, volume number, Sunday edition, that also happens to be tracking the early Nazi movement in Europe with alarm, in a language most of New York's non-Jewish neighbors couldn't read. The mainstream press and the immigrant press were living in different versions of 1926. Another front page tomorrow. If that one caught you, there are plenty more where it came from.